So we tell all these units to tell them to come back here. These guys are routing. Um, my general and his cavalry units are sitting lovely in the walls. Uh, their general, on the other hand, has his butt waving in the air like a 10-cent whore at me, and I'm going to actually stop that attack. Alright, you guys made it a good distance away from the general, so you can be a buffer. 10-cent whore. Didn't know where that came from. Not a bad mood today either. So, I mean, it wasn't like a bad mood kind of. Alright, I don't think I can deploy them in the streets. Yeah, I can deploy them in the streets. Look, right there, the pink. Anybody care for some strawberry milk? I'm going to put my hoplites right in front. And I'm going to antagonize them to walk this way and talk this way. Walk this way, talk this way. There goes my singing voice. What do you know? Almost looks like a flight of fighters that's about to did. And they're going to be walking right into it. Alright. The only downside is that they have a full militia hoplite. There's a little bit of snare drum music. So, today in band class, I listened to a 13-minute long Count Basie drum solo. Wasn't done by Count Basie, it was done by his drummer, obviously. Oh, okay. Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. No, 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 no. But I listened to the drum player for Count Basie's band. Uh, it was a 1950s broadcast of one of Count Basie's performances, and the drum set player, had a coffee break solo where, and I kid you not, the entire band, except for him, got off the stage. The rest of the stage went dark, and he just drummed for, well, it ended up being the rest of the class period, so we didn't know how long it was really, but it it was amazing how long this guy could solo, because he was soloing for 20, 30 minutes, and we dubbed it the coffee break solo, because we realized that Count Basie and the rest of the band went and got their coffee. And I mean, it was a YouTube video, and most schools don't allow YouTube videos, but it was for educational purposes. It's a jazz band class. We get to watch jazz band stuff. But what was it? It was just amazing how long he could keep his thoughts flowing like that. I mean, it's hard for me to do an 8-bar solo, let alone a 20-minute solo. Look at those lovely shadows. Maybe I should turn the shadows off. If they're going to do that kind of stuff. Zoom in a little bit. See if that changes the shadows. No, they're still pretty bad. Oh, that wasn't a good idea. Help lights need to deploy there. And just kind of press the attack, I guess, would be a good term for it. Although, I don't want to cut off my... Alright, I'm going to do something crazy and scandalous. So scandalous. Alright. Because these guys are obviously tards. If you didn't realize from the last battle situation that they were complete tards when it came to following orders. Alright, you guys are going to follow that? You guys are going to follow that? Alright, hopefully that'll be simple enough. If not, my soldiers... Alright, cool. They are going ahead and running in their circles. And there's their waypoint. There's where my soldiers are going. Alright. A study. Fire away. Alright, so these hoplite mercenaries are going to be the chainsaws that are going to saw right through the general's bodyguard. And they're going to do a good job at this because, well, they're spears, they're pointy things with a great long distance, and horses don't like pointy things with long distance. They're still sitting there. I want you to throw. Throw, damn it, throw. I want to watch you throw. What just happened back there? They're just gonna point blank throw into safe and knowing, safe and knowing, safe and knowing, blah blah blah. Flank. Flank. Their flank is unsecured. Unhappy over taking casualties. I'm not too happy about it either. Kinda want to turn off the shadows now. You know, the more I watch it, the more I don't like it. Oh, God. Just... Alright, so crisis averted. Shadows are no longer here. That's alright, though. Is that a dead horse at your feet? You sick, sick man. Anyway, here come my live horses. Oh, and my horses are gonna get flanked. And rout some of their soldiers, which will put the pressure off. A little bit of a pressure release valve that just got turned off a little bit. Because I routed the peltist group, and their general's bodyguard is almost dead. So, as soon as these guys tear through the last of... God, my hoplites are going to get retired after this. Men of honor that deserve to be memorialized and not have to fight anymore. Son of a bitch. Ah, he was surrounded. Alright. You guys... I'm ready to flank with my general at any time, really. So kind of want the peltist to die because peltists. All right, peltists are routing. Hastati are not routing. No, hoplites. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. Don't know where that came from. Alright, so it looks like these guys are attempting to about face, so that, turn and face my incoming infantrymen. But here come the general's cavalry out of nowhere, routing the, hopefully attacking the spearmen to the point where they don't have their spears out anymore. And they're attempting to reform the phalanx, but it's failing as they start getting slaughtered. Yeah, they're their numbers are going down like wildfire. 15 was the last one that I saw. 6, 4, 2, 0. Oh my god. He can go all the way. At the 20, at the 30, he may go all the way. 20, then 30. No, that means that he's going the other way. Sorry. There goes all of the Greeks, and I'll rejoin you on the map. We didn't enslave them, but oh, I got a bireme at my capital. Awesome. Cool. That's cool, because now I got 4 biremes, or 2 fleets that can transport soldiers, because I'm starting to run out of soldiers at Appaloosa, or Apollonia, or whatever its name is. I kind of want to get a market. And I can't get the upgraded mines unless I take like the farming out. So let's go ahead and get the upgraded mines because those will aid me so much in the long run. Not so much in the beginning, but in the long run. And now I can get them up to high tax rates. Awesome. Tax. Taxi tax. Tax. Looks like I can retrain my velites because they've had a slight beating. And like I said, these guys who, if I take them into battle, they will be, I don't want to say wasting anything because any added fighter is not wasting anything. But he would be using up a unit slot that would be used for other things. Like, I could pull in 160 Hastati in return of their 21 hoplites. Now, I could use them as city defense, but once again, they could be used better as residents of this town, because if I disband them now, 21 soldiers, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but 21 soldiers will go into this population, and it will grow a little bit, and that's always an advantage. And I'm going to go Mercury and Rhodes. And I think I'm going to call it a turn here. Hopefully I won't have to deal with Macedonia anytime soon. But I remember last time, yeah, statue of Zeus at Olympia. And there's the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. The Mausoleum of Halicarnassus. The Colossus of Rhodes at Mandrakai Harbor. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which are over here somewhere. Right here. Hanging Gardens at Babylon. The Gardens of Nebuchadnezzar II. And then I don't remember if there's anything in Jerusalem. There's not. Alright. There's the Pyramid of Giza, Pyramid and Sphinx of Giza, and the Pharos of Alexandria, which is the Great Lighthouse. That's 1, 2, 3, because I don't want to go over there. 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 great wonders of the ancient world. And as soon as I figured that out, which actually it took me a trip to the school library to realize what that was. Owned by the rebels. Owned by the Greek cities. And owned by the Seleucids. So, I'm going to call it right now as we have captured this little update session, or beginning section, has been 2 whole settlements that we've captured. That's 2. That's, one more than we had. That's two more that we had than we had in the first set of updates in the last one. So I will get these updated as fast as I could, and I'm sorry that the Julii campaign did not work out. I am extremely sorry about that. Until then, this has been Cloud.